Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Insights. I hope you all are doing well. This is Revision Through Questions Part 4. So let's get started. Question number 1. The 1845 work Woman in the 19th Century was written by. Options are Mary Wollstonecraft, Helen Taylor Mill, Margaret Fuller, and Mary Ellman. The answer to this question is Margaret Fuller. Margaret Fuller is an American journalist, editor, and women's rights advocate. This book, Women in the 19th Century, was originally published in July 1843 in the Dial magazine as The Great Lawsuit Man vs. Men, Woman vs. Women. It was later expanded and republished in the book form in 1845. One more thing about Margaret Fuller, she was associated with the American Transcendentalism movement. Question number 2. The term affective stylistics is associated with. Options are Stanley Fish, Paul D. Mann, H.G. Widdowson, Roman Jakobson. The correct answer to this question is Stanley Fish. Affective stylistics examines how a text affects the reader during the reading process rather than viewing the text as a static object. Stanley Fish is known for the works like Surprised by Sin, Interpreting the Variorum, Is There a Text in This Class, and How Milton Works. These are his notable works, so do remember them. Moving on to the third question. Who of the following was active in the Prague Linguistic Circle? The options are Leslie Fiedler, René Welleck, R.S. Crane, and Jonathan Culler. The correct answer to this question is René Welleck, as he was a very important part of the Prague Linguistic Circle. Now I will tell you a little about the Prague Linguistic Circle. The Prague School or the Prague Linguistic Circle is a language and literature society. It started in 1926 as a group of linguists, philologists, and literary critics in Prague. Its proponents developed methods of structuralist literary analysis, and the Prague Linguistic Circle included the Russian emigres Roman Jakobson, Nikolai Trubetskoy, and Sergei Karsevsky, as well as the famous Czech literary scholars René Welleck and Jan Mukurovsky. The instigator of the circle and its first president until his death in 1945 was the Czech linguist Philip Mathesius. Let's talk a little about the other options also. Leslie Fiedler. Leslie Fiedler was an American literary critic known for his interest in mythography and his championing of genre fiction. Then R.S. Crane. R.S. Crane was an American literary critic who was a leading figure of the Neo-Aristotelian Chicago School. His landmark book is The Languages of Criticism and the Structure of Poetry, which is coming in the year 1953. And we have Jonathan Culler, who was also an American literary critic and famous for his work Structuralist Poetics, which is coming in the year 1975. Moving on to the fourth question. Which Nobel laureate wrote a trilogy of travelogues to India, which has been criticized for its subjective and pessimistic portrayal of the country? The options are Salman Rushdie, Gao Xingjian, Naguib Mahfouz, and V.S. Naipaul. So the correct answer to this question is V.S. Naipaul. He has written a trilogy of travelogues to India. Novels include An Area of Darkness, which is coming in the year 1964. Then India, A Wounded Civilization, which is coming in the year 1977. And then India, A Million Mutinies Now, which is coming in the year 1990. I'm repeating the names once again. An Area of Darkness 1964, India, A Wounded Civilization 1977, and India, A Million Mutinies Now 1990. Let's move on to the last question of the day. Who advocated a Dalitization of Indian culture in Why I Am Not a Hindu? The options are Sharan Kumar Limbale, B.R. Ambedkar, Kancha Ilya, Baburao Bagul. So the correct answer to this question is Kancha Ilaya. Kancha Ilaya is a Dalit rights activist and he is famous for his works like Why Am I Not a Hindu, The Shudra and Buffalo Nationalism. Let's talk a little bit about the other options also. Charan Kumar Limbale, he is a Marathi language author, poet and literary critic, and he is famous for his autobiography Akkar Mashi, which is published in 1984, and he is also famous for Towards an Aesthetics of Dalit Literature, which is coming in the year 2004. Next up we have is B.R. Ambedkar, who is famous for his work Annihilation of Caste, which is an undelivered speech written in 1936. Then we have Baburao Bagul, who is a Marathi writer again, and his notable works are When I Had Concealed My Caste, Death is Getting Cheaper, and Ambedkar Bharat. So that's the end of this video. I'll be coming up with more such questions in the next video. Stay tuned and thank you very much for watching.